Mama died when I came. Papa said he'll return, but he didn't.
The child who was left behind. The first thing anyone noticed about Amora's grandmother's house was not the cracked mud walls or the zinc roof eaten away by rust. It was the silence. A silence that sat on the chest. A silence that remembered things. The house stood alone at the edge of the village, slightly bent, like it had grown tired of standing straight. The floor was bare earth, cold in the mornings, warm by afternoon. In one corner rested an old wooden bed that creaked even when no one lay on it. Outside, a mango tree stretched its tired branches over the roof, as if trying to protect the house from the cruelty of time. Every morning, before the sun rose, a small girl moved quietly inside that house. That girl was Amora. Amora never knew her mother. They said her mother labored through the night, crying, praying, calling names that never answered. When Amora finally arrived, her mother smiled, just once. A smile filled with love, pain, and farewell. Before Amora could feel her warmth, her mother's hands went cold on the hospital bed. Life welcomed Amora with death. Her father did not stay long enough to mourn. Weeks after the burial, he carried Amora to the village and placed her in her grandmother's arms. He said the city was calling him. He said he would return. He said life was hard. Then he turned his back and walked away. Amora's grandmother was already old. Her back was bent like a question life never answered. Her hands shook from years of farming, washing, carrying, and sacrificing. She could no longer work like before. So Amora became her strength. At an age when children slept through dawn, Amora fetched water. When others played, she cooked. When others were held, she learned how to stand alone. She went to school hungry. She returned home tired. She slept beside her grandmother, listening to her breathing at night, afraid that silence would take her too. Sometimes, Amora asked softly, "Grandma, will my father come today?" Her grandmother would sigh, stroke her hair, and say, "Tomorrow, my child." Tomorrow became weeks. Weeks became years. News came that her father had married another woman in the city. Then children followed, children who knew his laughter, who felt his hands on their heads, who never waited at the roadside hoping. Amora learned not to cry. Tears did not bring food. Tears did not bring fathers back. Still, she shone in school. Her mind was sharp, her memory deep. Teachers admired her. Villagers whispered, "That child is different." Then sickness came quietly. Her grandmother grew weaker. The house grew quieter. One morning, Amora returned from the stream and found her grandmother lying still, eyes open, staring at the roof. Amora shook her. Called her. Begged her. The silence answered back. At 11 years old, Amora buried the only person who ever loved her without conditions. Her father did not come. Not for the burial. Not for the tears. Not for the child he left behind. The community head said there was no one left. The orphanage became her next home. There, Amora learned a different pain, being surrounded yet unseen. But she studied harder. She refused to disappear. Her brilliance caught attention, and soon, she was placed on scholarship, from secondary school to university. Still, her father never came. Not once. Years passed. The little girl with dusty feet became a graceful woman in an airline uniform. The first time Amora looked at herself in the mirror, she didn't smile. She cried. Not from joy, but from disbelief. Then one afternoon, the phone rang. "Are you Amora?" "Yes." "Your father is in the hospital. He is very sick. There is no one to help him." Her chest tightened. The man who forgot her. The man who chose another life. Amora didn't rush. Anger sat heavy in her heart. But loneliness whispered louder. At the hospital, she found a man reduced by time and regret. His wife had left him for another man. The children were gone. Friends had disappeared. Only sickness remained. When he saw Amora, he cried. "I am sorry," he said again and again. "I abandoned you." Amora paid the bills. She stayed. After he healed, she took him home. Every day, he thanked her. Every night, he asked for forgiveness. Slowly, Amora laid down the pain she had carried since childhood. She forgave him. They lived together quietly. Not rich, but healed. For the first time, Amora had family again. She had been left behind. But she was never broken. Sometimes, the strongest hearts are born from abandonment, and sometimes, forgiveness is the loudest form of survival.